Hey y'all, for today's lesson, we are going to be looking at how to factor polynomials. Before we get into that, let's do a little bit of review with the stuff that we were doing back before all this craziness started. So first we're going to be adding polynomials. So the key thing to remember is that like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. You cannot combine them unless they have both the same variable and the same exponent. So for example, I'm going to be using some color here for our like terms. So starting out, I have 7x. I'm going to look for any other like terms that have an x. So I have a positive x here, and that's it. Next, I have a positive 4. So this is a constant term. Here's a 9. No more. I have a positive 3x squared and a negative 4x squared. Grab that symbol to the left. And then we have positive 10x to the third. It has no like terms to combine. So when I write this out, I'm going to write this in standard form. So I'm going to look for the term with the greatest exponent, which is my x to the third. So that's 10x to the third. Now I go to my x squared. So 3x squared minus 4x squared gives me negative x squared. Then I have 7x plus x. And then I have 4 plus 9. All right, what I want you to do is pause the video and do number 1 and 2 on your own. And then when you're finished, you can start the video back up and check your answers. And here are our answers. Pause it real quick so you can check your work, and then we'll move on to subtracting. For subtracting polynomials, what we need to remember is to first distribute the negative. So I'm going to leave my first bit alone. So x to the 5th plus 9, that gets to stay as it is. I'm going to change that minus to a plus, and I'm going to distribute my negative. So this becomes negative 4x to the 5th, and this becomes negative 12x. Now we combine our like terms like before. So I have x to the 5th, negative 4x to the 5th, positive 9, negative 12x. The only thing I can combine here is the x to the 5th and the negative 4x to the 5th, which gives me negative 3x to the 5th, minus 12x plus 9. Okay, pause the video, do number 3 and 4, and then come back to check your answers. All right, here are your answers. Pause it real quick so you can check your work, and then we'll move on to multiplying. Now for multiplying, I have 2 different strategies that we can use for multiplying. So the first is FOIL, the second is the box. So I'm going to do both. You do not need to do both. You pick which one you prefer. So for FOIL, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So we have first is 3x times x is 3x squared. Then we have outside is 3x times 2. Then inside is negative 6 times x. And last is negative 6 times 2. So now we need to combine our like terms. Our positive 6x and negative 6x cancel out. And we're left with 3x squared minus 12. Okay, y'all know the drill. Pause the video, do number 5 and 6. All right, so here's your answers for number 5 and 6.